Hi everyone and welcome to the latest Sega Creator Focus video where we talk to some of the biggest content creators in the world and biggest Sega fans about their love for all things Sega. This week we're talking to Daniel Ibbertson aka DJ Slope. How are you doing, mate?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate
So let's begin. Where did the name DJ Slope come from?
it. So I used to be called DJ Spike when I was a teenager, and there was a quote in a Shallow Hale film, basically that a negative thing was basically a positive thing was a quip. And a negative thing was a slope because he was really slow on his response. So everyone started calling me DJ Slope as a way to annoy me. But it actually stuck, and it sounds better than Spike because Spike seems a little bit too generic, doesn't it? It's like isn't that the name of the dog from Tom and Jerry? But so I just kept it.
So what is it that you love about Sega and made you become a dedicated Sega fan and Sega collector? Because in the back you can see you're quite a big game collector.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I'm a huge Sega fan. I mean, back when I was a little kid, I used to be definitely a bit of a fanboy, and I remember I had a cousin that had like a Master System or something to that degree. They didn't really catch me straight away, but I had an Amstrad. In the UK, we had home computer systems. I had an Amstrad, and no one was ever going to tell me Amstrad was better. I think I saw an NES once. It's not as good as an Amstrad. It's not as good as an Amstrad. Obviously, it's complete bogus. All these systems are better than Amstrad CPCs. Until I went to a fireworks night in, I believe it was 91. And I saw a big Sega bus. I went on that Sega bus. I saw Moonwalker game. I was obsessed with that film. I saw a bit of Chuck Rock, and then they sent me upstairs to go and show me the entire top level was Sonic the Hedgehog 1. And I'd never seen this character in my life, and I couldn't hold it back anymore. I'm like, yes, this is better than anything I've ever played in my life. I was blown away. I was so new to it. I remember my granddad come along and aren't you supposed to jump in that big ring at the end of the stage? Like, no, Granddad, you don't know what you're talking about. You know, I knew nothing, but I was so blown away by it that Christmas. I got a Mega Drive, and I've been a bit of a crazed obsessor of everything Sega ever since.
So that's interesting you say that. So you missed out on the Master System then?
Well, I missed out originally when it was when it was actually in public, when it was actually a big thing. But as most people know, the Master System carried on its life during the Mega Drive era. And I remember when we moved, there was only like 7 houses on my small street. There was me, and then these new kids joined in about 2 houses down, and they did have a Master System after I got my Mega Drive, and they did for a couple more years. So I was always able to go over there and play on their Master System. And then these 2 brothers wanted to sell their Master System collection to save up to get a Mega Drive, which was the I think it was the Aladdin boxed version they got. And they sold me their entire Master System collection of something like 40 games for £1 each. So I actually accumulated a massive Master System collection. And it was only towards the end of its life, or right at the very end of its life, that I actually became a very big fan of the Master System as well.
So before we go on to YouTube, being a massive collector, what's your most prized Sega possession? That's a question we ask everyone.
Yes, I've got way too many to show off, in all honesty. What I will say is, before I went full-time as a YouTuber, I just, I had a few things I wanted to pay off, make sure everything was all, make sure everything was ready financially. And I ended up selling a lot of my video game collection, practically all of my video game collection, actually. The only thing I kept, I don't think I'm going to be able to show it to you, but is my massive dream. Well, it's not massive. It's about 50 odd Dreamcast games up there. Everything else I got rid of completely. And the reason why is because I sold my original Mega Drive collection when I was a kid. And everything since then was just things I picked up at boot fairs. And as I went through and I started doing things like Echo the Dolphin, The Complete History, I would buy these games, not realizing I already had them because they would just be in boxes in the attic. I had no physical connection to any of these games. So I had no issue selling them all. Everything I get now, it means something to me. It didn't mean anything to me then. So everything I'm going to show off may not be the most incredible stuff, because at one point I had Knuckles Chaotix and stuff like that, but I don't anymore. But this stuff that I've got now is the really, really cool stuff that people have given me or whatever else throughout the years. Some of it's from yourself, actually, Ibs. In all honesty, I mean, I've had a fan send me this. This is a Japanese Shenmue controller. That's a Sega
Wow.
controller. It's not necessarily rare, but no one really knows of it, and it's so unique and odd and weird, impossible to use. I recently got sent this from someone else. That's one of the original prints that the magazines would get for Sonic the Hedgehog to be used in there. In little things like this, a Mega Drive, flash drive. I mean, these don't seem like a lot. I mean, monkey ball hat. You know, they're cool press things that you don't normally tend to buy. They're not worth a lot. It's just they're cool things to have. I mean, I've got Axel, Streets of Rage 5 figurine and stuff like that. I mean, this doesn't seem like a lot, but this is. I mean, you probably know what this is, don't you, Ibs?
Oh yeah, we got these as a new. Oh right, no.
This is a Sega umbrella. It doesn't seem like much. But
no, that's right.
I love that I have this. I don't believe this was sold to the public. You're going to crush me if you say
no. I think we got those as new starters at Sega. That's what I was about to say, and then I thought it was different, but it is the same one.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just there's really, really cool things. I mean, it's like I say, it's a little bit worthless, but when it's raining and I've got that bad boy up, I'm gleaming. I'm really happy, you know. Sonic the Hedgehog curry. That a guy called King Monkey on Twitter and everywhere.
Wait. Have you actually eaten that curry?
Yes, I do have an unboxed one upstairs, which is just an empty box of this. We did try it. I don't know what the sell-by date is on this. If it's still in date, it shows you how disgusting. Oh, I don't know. It's all out. Oh no, that's well out of date actually.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend eating that then.
I wouldn't recommend eating it when it was in date, if I'm honest. Yeah, it wasn't the nicest stuff, but it's a very cool thing to have. And the only things I have left from my very original collection are my original Streets of Rage, which is one of my favorite games of all time. Although, no game. I just can't get rid of it, though. I can't get rid of this. It's one of the only connections to my youth. And this was one of my only other games I had from my youth. This came out around about the same time as the 32X. And I remember as a 11-year-old or something like that, this was the biggest decision of my life. There was nothing more important than, do I save up and get a 32X or do I get Theme Park? This was cheaper. I saved up for this first. And I was so addicted to this that when my dad used to tell me to look after my little sisters and they'd go off to work or whatever, and I'd sneak into my room and play a bit more Theme Park. He came in, he caught me, he went off, and I went and done it again. He came in and he got so angry, he kicked my Mega Drive. And that's why I've got a smashed up.
Oh no!
Theme Park. It's one of my only connections back to from when I was a kid. And the only other cool thing I'll show you, I've got a whole other list of things here. Like someone made me off the back of one of my videos, a little pin off my Alien Soldier video, which I think is a really nice thing to have. The most obscure thing I've got is this. This is an official Sega Saturn printer from Japan. And
I have honestly never seen that before in my life. So
you think back in the day before PCs were a lot more, accessible, taking screenshots of games is quite easy now, but back then you're gonna have to print them off. And the quality thing about this is, I mean, I have opened it. Don't know. Oh, I'm gonna open it the wrong way, but yeah, it's never been actually taken out of the box. So I've only got about 11 prints, and then it's worthless.
Wow.
You needed another piece of software, from what I understand, to actually freeze the frame, and then you could take a picture of that freeze frame. I don't have that, or hardware even. So what I think I'm going to do is literally play Sonic, running as fast as I can, and press print, and just see what comes out.
That's incredible. That's amazing.
But yeah, I mean, I've got other things, but I mean, I could sit here all day showing you weird, cool things. Like I say, none of it's really that expensive or like worth it monetarily wise, but these are things that all mean a lot to me. Like my Sega mug that wasn't ever sold, it was part of a promotional thing. I just like having this stuff. It's cool.
No, that's amazing. You can see like the wealth of stuff. Especially, it's good to hear that you've been able to collect everything again after having to sell everything off. That's good to hear.
Well, it was a big mistake of mine. I was Sega obsessed, and that Dreamcast was coming round. Oh my god, there's a 3D Sonic game coming. I was so excited, and I got my Dreamcast, and I sold my very original Mega Drive collection for £1 a pop again, which was so painful. Just so I could get a third and a fourth Dreamcast controller. Which, to be fair, did get a lot of use, because at the time I lived in a pub and we would always have people huddled round playing Choo Choo Rocket 4-player. Some of the best memories. So I'm glad I did it, but I'm upset I lost the games to get there.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing YouTube for full time?
Is it?
Well, no, let's start with when you started your channel, like from the start. So how long have you been doing that?
So yeah, I mean, it's the same answer, about 6 or 7 years, something to that effect. My very first video, unfortunately, got taken down. I put it back up again. I didn't really know what I was doing. I had a BBC news clip in there, which they didn't like, you know. So I mean, it's still there, and it was about a month before my first upload. You go back and look now, and yeah, that's how long I've been doing it. Yeah.
Okay, and what made you decide to become a full-time content creator? Because I remember you did say you became full-time recently.
Well, about 2 years ago now. Yeah. It just got to a stage where, you know, I mean, I was absolutely adoring what I was doing. I love this, you know, creating videos, having people comment on them, and, you know, people writing in the comments about their memories of, you know, whatever games they used to play on or whatever else. Sometimes actually having the developers come to me and like thanking me for the stuff, which is, it's just unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And I love this so much, and it was the first time I ever had a job where I truly loved it, and I could see, like, hang on, if I do this for 2 more years at the way it's going, or whatever, however long it was, I could probably turn this into a full-time thing. And nothing pushed me harder than having to do that. I mean, I come from a bit of a sales and marketing background, but unfortunately, a lot of people in that scene, unless it's a job they've purposely gone out of their way to find, fall into roles where they're selling stuff they don't want to sell, or marketing things they don't want to market. And I remember my manager saying to me, Dan, you need to wake up in the morning, get in that shower, and think of nothing but whatever it is I'm selling. And as much as I tried to get into that mindset, I couldn't do it. It was boring to me, you know. But then I remember that moment when I was like, you know what? I am waking up in the shower thinking about what I'm going to do for the next video. Like, this is my obsession. This is something that I love so much, and I went full time with it. And I've never looked back. It's the best thing I've ever done.
Oh, and it's you've got such a great channel, so much amazing work you've done. One of the things that you've been well known for is your complete history videos, which there are a lot of Sega ones.
Oh yes, yes.
What is your favorite piece of content that you've ever created on YouTube?
The correct answer would probably be Streets of Rage, because that was like the 3rd video I ever did, or 4th video I ever did, and it's now one of the most popular videos I've ever done. But it's also the only complete history I've ever redone. Because, you know, you got a new Streets of Rage 4 coming out, and I've grown so much since then, like several hundred videos later. And I think the newer version of the Streets of Rage complete history video is the best thing I've ever done. I think that I put so much love and pushed so much effort into that. Lazy Game Reviews, one of my favorite channels, said that you always should try and develop your skills as much as you can. Every couple of videos, try something new. And that was the combination of everything I'd learned into that one video. And I got some hardcore love for that, so I'm really, really proud of that. I got to work with some incredible other channels as well. So.
Oh, that's amazing. We love one of my favorites was your Golden Axe complete history as well.
Oh,
I
yes.
love that one. Big fan of the game. So
yeah,
just seeing all these, you know, it's really cool, because like there's so many things that you wouldn't normally know about a franchise that you learn in these videos. It's really amazing.
It's addictive. It's addictive researching it. Sorry, it really is. I absolutely adore it. Yeah, and I have like I say, and you know, this shows how far I've come along. For the later Streets of Rage video, I was actually able to reach out to people that worked on the games, and people that worked on the new Streets of Rage 4 game. In fact, when I heard they were making a new one, I reached out to them and said, "Oh my God, thank you so much. If there's anything I can do to help promote this, let me know." Because I'm a bit of a hardcore fan. And they said that they all watched my video in preparation for watching for making the game. And I was just like, wow, I could hang up my coat now. That's it. I've got as far as I need to go. Like, I was so blown away by that. That's happened a few times, but that was incredible.
That's amazing. So you're literally part of history yourself in the making of Streets of Rage 4.
But
yeah. You're talking earlier about advice that you got from another content creator. Do you have any advice? It's a question that we ask all of our guests: is do you have any advice for anyone that wants to become a YouTuber or a content creator?
It's hard because you know, the question comes up a lot when I'm on panels at conventions, but where I'd be sitting alongside several other people that you'd think are in the same boat, we would all give different answers because we all make our living differently within the world of YouTube and Twitch and whatever it is. For me, I think it's very much you need to be able to make the best quality content you can and put it out at a frequent level. There's no such thing as quantity over quality. You need to be able to do both. I'd always have managers say to me in previous jobs, you need to find time. Don't say you haven't got time, find the time. And that stuck with me. I did find the time, whether it meant I was going to bed late at night or you know, getting up extra early just to give myself an extra hour in there with a fresh brain. And I remember I used to record some videos in the parking, in the car park of shops when I'm on my lunch break at work. I would literally take my laptop and my Snowball microphone and I'm shouting in my car about Golden Axe or whatever it is. I was always finding time to get these videos done. And I only ever missed one or two in the space of a few years where I'd get videos out weekly. So I honestly do believe you need to be able to hardcore put the effort in and make sure you're doing it because you like doing it, because that's always going to be your driving force. If you are doing this because I want to get famous or whatever it may be, then, you know, you're probably going to not get there. And when you realize how long that's going to take, and if you ever do get there, you'll probably want to quit. So just do it because you like doing it. Do it because it's something you're passionate about, whatever field you want to get into, you know. Yeah, and reach out to other YouTubers. I'm very happy to say that some of the biggest YouTubers out there have been the kindest to me. They've spoken to me. They've given me advice. I mean, there's only maybe one out of the hundreds I've spoken to that have been really, really cool to me. You know, we do it because we're passionate about it. And that's it, really. Yeah.
That's some really, really good advice. So before we finish, the most difficult question, but you know, it doesn't have to be one, but what is your favorite Sega game of all time?
Got it right here. It's fine. I was waiting for you to ask. Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles. At the time, you know, Sonic had come out of quite a few games. He was pumping them out on the Master System. By this point, this wasn't even the third game because you had like maybe Mean Bean Machine came out before this, but you definitely had other ones like Spinball and other stuff. And a few people were like, come on, how many more Sonic games? And even I was thinking, oh, is this going to be Sonic 2 of another lick of paint? Like, no. This is the best Sonic game in the world. Even though Sonic Mania might technically beat it, for me, like, never. This is unbelievable. I just wish I was still able to have my original one. So if anyone's watching this that has I've got two games in there, but has a copy, because it's a cardboard and it was all smashed up. I had to reinforce it with an old Kellogg's cornflake or Cocoa Pops box. So if anyone's got this box that's reinforced with a cereal box, let me know. I will buy you a better version in place of it.
Thank you so much for taking out the time to join us, Dan. You can follow Dan on YouTube at Slopes Game Room. You can see a link to his channel and his social media below. Don't forget to follow us as well. Our links to our social media at the bottom, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. And we'll see you next time.